Hello and welcome back, everyone. As we are live again, and as you can see, we totally changed the setup because right now we have Rufi with us in the studio, and she's doing some. Yeah, you might guess which game she is playing right now. I can see it already, and it's magic. It's the magic of VR coming to the studio.
Oh.
So, what you're going to see right now is first of all me, André Bernhard. I'm the famous Indie Advisor, and happy to be your host of this year's together with Astrid NRW Indie Expo. Also, Rufi's with me from the devcom team, and we are playing in the Hoop. In the Hoop.
Hey.
Which is, say hello to the audience. Sadly, Rufi can't see anyone. You're doing a good job.
Should I look forward or on my left? I'm not sure. Hello.
Yeah, that's okay. You did good. Yes,
okay.
Perfect. Everyone can see you playing a VR game. As it's super difficult to play a VR game and talk to someone in the studio or connected via Skype at the same time, we have this kind of setup, but I'm not alone. We also have the devs with us.
Yay!
So maybe, can we bring in Nino? There he is.
Almost.
Nino, happy to have you here.
Hello. Score! Oops,
be careful, don't hurt yourself. You see, we are having a lot of fun already by playing the game, and Rufi is trying to score all the time. So, but first of all, introduce yourself. Who are you and what's your role within the development of In the Hoop?
Yes, so I'm a co-founder of Realcast, which is a studio that developed In the Hoop. So we are a video game company existing since 4 years.
Yeah.
We founded the company with my co-founder Diego Fernandez Bravo, and we are working video games for almost 20 years in different companies.
Yes.
And notably at Ubisoft, we worked for 7 years.
What's the size of the team working on the title right now?
So we are the company of around 10 people, and so almost everybody worked on this project in different roles. So yes. The whole company worked on the project last, I would say, 10 months.
10 months?
Yes.
That's a 10-month work? Wow, looks amazing.
Rufi?
Yes,
Rufi's not only impressed, not only immersed, but also totally impressed.
Can I spin the ball on my?
Wow, Rufi!
Yes, this is a special tricks that are possible, but you should be very, very, I would say, well trained.
I can see that. Oh, wait, I'm stepping on the cable.
Yeah.
No
worries. Okay, 10 months in development. The version that we are playing right now, is that a final build or is that a demo version?
We call that like an early access build. So it's already released on the App Lab store on Oculus Quest.
Okay.
So App Lab store, it's for India developers mostly. So you can release your game on this store, which is the same look as the official store, but it's not curated. So it's not, I would say, visible to everybody. So you need a link to access to the game. But you can still, you can purchase the game from now.
No.
And so that was released in June this year.
Okay.
So 2 months ago.
You have to pay right now to get access. It works like it works on Steam, or?
It's like on Steam, it's a digital, so you pay, it's $10 or 10 euros, and you can buy the game. And our strategy is to fill the game with more content every 3 months. So right now we are working on a big update that will come in 2-3 weeks.
Yes.
And that will add new levels, new modes, new ways to play the game.
Yes!
Cool, nice. Yes. But I mean...
Yes.
Right?
It already
I'm losing the ball.
It already looks like a lot of fun.
It's actually quite difficult to get it. Like, are you going to add like kind of what's called like targeting? You know, like when you have the ball, like with Angry Bird, when you pushing the bird at some point in some angle, you actually have some help to show the trajectory of the ball. Is it something that you're gonna add?
For the time being, we are so. As you develop, you unlock many levels. So you started with I would say the levels that are more easier in the beginning, and so we really want people to have like a feeling like they have free hands, or they have like a physics in their hands, so they can play with the ball. Also, one specific thing about this game is that on Oculus Quest you can also play with free hands without controllers. So as you know, Oculus have a capacity to track your hands. So you can have all the fingers moving, and you can play with the ball like in a real life. Of course, you don't have a feedback of the physical ball. This is in the beginning a little bit difficult to understand for your mind because if there is no physical touch.
Okay.
But it's very precise, so you can really improve, and while playing you can get the very long shots with free throw or moving hoops. There are different kinds of hoops that you can have inside of the game.
Yeah.
Trying to understand if it's like they. Oh, okay.
Yes, perfect.
Okay,
Yes.
now I think I kind of. Nah.
So, and who of you in the studio is obsessed with arcade halls? I mean, like repeating this experience that everyone knows from the places where all the pinball machines are standing, where you can have this real experience.
Yes. So my co-founder Diego, he's a big fan of arcade games. So in '90s, he did spend a lot of time in arcade rooms playing.
Yeah.
So he really wanted to create a personal room for him and for players, so they can have their arcade machine. And with this arcade machine, it's kind of magic. You can choose games and you can play games, and you can arrange your room regarding your achievements, your unlocks, and to make it bigger and bigger while playing. So this is really his idea. There are really some very specific things. Like if you look at the screen, you can even see the CRT rendering, like the pixels. So we really try to bring this like environment of the arcade games from the 90s or even 80s. I mean, inside of your room.
And you did an awesome job so far. I really like the idea of having a real arcade machine next to the virtual arcade machine to somehow use it as the menu and everything, and not having you to click all the stuff that you are used to with in other games. Because I think that's really the thing that you need to do to embrace people on VR games then and bring more of them into it. Do you have one of these machines also in the studio so everyone could check it out for real?
No, so we have one developer that has it at home, but not in the studio. But that's something that we have to bring, of course. It takes some space, but it's definitely something that we love we will have.
It's a little bit sad that we don't have this big, nicely done, that we have this big kind of arcade culture in Germany, because pinball machines were always supposed to be gambling somehow, and you were only allowed to step into an arcade hall if you were 18 plus, stuff like that. That's why we don't have this big arcade culture, which is quite sad, because there's so much pleasure you can take out of the arcade halls. So
yes,
highly recommend.
It depends on the countries. Like in France, there was also some restrictions in '90s. But Diego, he is also spending a lot of time in Spain, and in Spain it was very much wide open.
Yeah.
So it was everywhere. So he played a lot of in Spain.
Yes.
So obviously, depending on the countries, arcade culture it's more spread. But I think people from that was young in '90s all know about it and have very good memories, and which is really cool with the VR, that now you can create this physical experience like in the time. But of course, you are having latest technologies with the hand tracking, with this immersion, and you can feel this feeling. This also can work in AR, so you can put yourself this kind of machine in the real rooms. So this is the idea of to having this kind of experience with you in your personal space. Right now we are also working on an online mode, which is a really big feature, and while quite demanded by our players, which means that you will be able to compete in real time with other players that will just pop near you, like in a real arcade rooms. Sometimes you have 3-4 machines in a line, and you can challenge, and you can do best, and you can chat as well. So we'll have avatars. Nice. So every player will have his own avatar with expressions, with eye contact.
Hey, I'm winning.
So you can really see each other while playing.
How close is that to the real experience of, playing, throwing a ball in basketball? You know, when we talk about the Wii, for example, and in the beginning you played Wii for the first time, you really tried to behave like a tennis player when doing all the movement, or with bowling, you did everything perfectly. But later on, you checked that you just need to twist your hand at the right moment, and that was just like about So
yes,
are there
sure.
also tricks
I think
here?
we had some feedbacks from basketball players who were very excited about the game because they saw it's especially about hand tracking. Because then when normally with the controllers it's always not the same. It's not the same position, but with the hand tracking you can try to make a real shot with two hands. For the time being, it's a still kind of arcade approach, so it's not completely realistic. It's not a simulation of basketball because obviously you don't have a ball in the hand. This is the biggest thing. Once we had haptics in a few years, probably this will be a big improvement. But we are improving the system, and we are definitely looking to answer this. More basketball players and to bring them mode that they can make a shoot like they do in a basketball sessions, like on the. Should be this or should be backboard, because we have also the levels with backboard, so it's like more longer shoots, like free throw or rebound throw, and some basketball games around the basket that you can play.
Yeah. I just got the message that the Harlem Globetrotters are calling in, Rufi, whether you want to join the team. Anything you have to do this afternoon, or maybe?
Sure.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not an expert, but not with a ball. But that's okay. I'm actually having a lot of fun. I'm trying to kind of understand what you were saying, Andre, about what's the best trajectory, how to place my hand. At the beginning I was trying like this, and now I'm trying like this. I realized it's about having actually a loop, like not a loop, but like really going high, and then right rather in the middle. I couldn't understand why my hand was like going. Hey, but anyways, it's tricky, but
it looks like you have fun, and I mean that's what games
I'm
about.
almost waiting as well.
But talking about games, I mean, when you describe the game, when you talk about In Der Hoop, are you describing it as a game, or are you saying it's more like an experience? Because I always have this, I mean, a lot of things on VR, they are more like you are experiencing something, which is like, I don't know, 10 to 15, 30 minutes something, and then you're done because you made this experience. Or is it more like a game where you say, no, it's really about competing, making high scores, getting better, improving over time and everything?
I'm very happy.
I think it's both, because definitely VR, it's a new experience for everyone. Yeah. It's a new media, new platform that is arriving. As you know, Oculus Quest did a huge success in sales last year, and it's continuing. Yeah. It's becoming mainstream, and this is a new way to play. So sessions are shorter because it's physical. So every game in VR, you wouldn't be able to play for hours like you would do on a PC. But it's a different format. But it's a real game with rules, with competition, with a progression curve, with challenges. So it's a real game, and there are different kind of games on a VR that are really doing well. So we believe this is a new way to play, new media, and this is one of the experience and games that are changing the way you see video games. Right now we are having a challenge that is organized for multiple VR games, and we are part of this challenge called Summer Games. So people can play to the game and they can win prizes. They can win Oculus Quest and things like that. So I can share this link to the audience, so if they want to join. It's until the end of the week, so it's right now.
Everyone in the back is applauding as well. You can't hear that, but Rufi?
I'm losing the balls. I'm trying something. I mean, I'm not gonna try under my. I just lost the ball under my leg, because that's I'm gonna fall for sure. But I had one question for you. Because are you planning to have the game? Do you actually want to have the game played by household, or actually are you targeting arcades?
Good question.
We mainly targeting households, because the thing is that with this game you can have arcade in your home. So we want the people, friends and family to play this game. It could be a possibility to have a game also in a location-based locations. So, but that's not, I would say, the first target. But it's an opportunity. But definitely, yes, we want to bring that to the maximum of players at homes, because it's arcade rooms are quite rare these days, and especially with the COVID restrictions and everything. this
That's
is
for sure.
helping
Yeah, that's
people
true.
to play.
I'm sorry to say and to interrupt you here, Nino, but we slowly need to come to an end.
Okay.
It was a real pleasure to have you here and explaining to us the magic and beauty of In the Hoop. And as everyone can see, it's a super fun game, and Rufi is enjoying it quite much at the moment. One last question with a very short answer, please. I mean, if I want to play the game, I need to buy it, but what is the cheapest VR device that I can get right now to enjoy it, so people understand what they need there for? And short answer,
I think the
please.
most accessible device is Oculus Quest, which is about 300 euros.
Yes.
And it's all packed in, so you don't need a PC, you don't need anything else. It's a very good performance. Now they have a new version with 128 gigabytes, which can have a lot of games inside.
Yes.
And the game is $10, so it's quite accessible. And it's today this is really the combination that works well, and most of the games are doing that. So I just shared the link for the
everyone check it out, get a try. We need to come to an end. I mentioned this before, so I'm sorry. I mean, we could have spent hours talking about VR and everything. It was a real pleasure. Thanks a lot, Nino, being with us, showing the games. Thanks a lot, Rufina, for doing such an awesome job by playing the game. And I think we will switch to a short break, and then we'll be back with some more exciting content. So thanks, everyone, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.